With Nex-Tech TV, any night can be movie night.
Hey everybody.
Use On Demand to rent a new movie in seconds, or utilize your DVR to record a movie and watch it later on any TV you want. With Nex-Tech, you get our amazing technicians, help desk, and customer care to go with your TV service.
Hi, I'm Tranda from Nex-Tech Customer Sales. Our products and people are here for you.
Are you looking for help around your home that always does a great job and will never call in sick or ask for a raise? Horizon Appliance and Electronics has found your help. Their help is very efficient while keeping your food cool and cooking it perfectly, washing your dishes, and doing your laundry. This same help from Horizon Appliance and Electronics will provide you state-of-the-art entertainment, even put you to bed in unbelievable comfort at night. Get the best help in town at Horizon Appliance and Electronics, East 27th in Hayes.
When it hails, when it pours, one thing's for sure. Roof Masters, that's who you're looking for.
Roof Masters Roofing installs only the highest quality warranted commercial roofing materials and takes care of all insurance claims. Insulate your building with our high R-value insulation. Get guaranteed performance of your commercial roof for 10 to 20 years. Call Roof Masters Roofing today for an estimate and save.
Roof Masters Roofing, let's get the job done. We got you covered.
Hi, Brett from Nex-Tech here. Have you ever missed your favorite TV show? Been interrupted while watching a movie? Do you ever wish you could just pause live TV? If so, Nex-Tech Whole Home DVR is perfect for you. DVR is awesome because it's easy. You can record a single show, an entire series. You can even tell it to only record new episodes. Plus, you can start and watch those recordings from any TV in your home. Call Nex-Tech today and get DVR. Trust me, you're gonna love it.
Pepsi Beverages of Hayes, Progressive Physical Therapy Center, CK Earthworks LLC, Northwestern Printers, and Advanced Real Estate of Hayes are proud supporters of the TMP Monarchs, Hayes High Indians, and all the area students and athletes. They hope this season is the very best ever. Best wishes for a successful season from Discount Siding Supply, the Golden Q, Norton County Hospital and Medical Clinic, and MLR Welding of Hayes. Proud sponsors of all the area students and athletes.
I'm Adam Stensel, Production Supervisor with Arm Custom Metals in Hayes, Kansas. Arm Custom Metals' goal is to serve all your building components needs. Arm Custom Metals fabricates panels and custom trim to your specifications and lengths in 48 hours or less. Arm Custom Metals also fabricates standing seam roof and wall panels on site for all your residential and commercial projects. Come see us today at Arm Custom Metals, RM Custom Metals, 2150 East 8th Street in Hayes, Kansas.
Hello everybody and welcome. Good night. This is Nex-Tech Game Time and we're glad you're here with us tonight. A lot of tournament action going on in the state of Kansas, particularly in western Kansas, as tonight we are covering 3 tournaments for you tonight. The Western Kansas Liberty League Tournament, the Northern Plains League, and also the Mid-Continent League tournaments all going on. Plus, we have coverage of Hayes High as they travel southwest to Garden City to take on the Buffaloes in both boys and girls action. Both games are complete. We'll let you know how those unfolded tonight. Plus, TMP hosting Russell tonight. The girls from Russell, ranked number 10 in the state, come to TMP, and can TMP come up with a big upset tonight? We will let you know here in just a little bit. So we're glad you're with us tonight. High school basketball in full swing. But first, we want to bring you our weekly segment called the Norton Glass Opening Tip. This is with Coach Kevin Jilka, and he has tonight's segment.
Welcome back, fans. As we start the middle of the year now, again, tournament action heats up a lot. We had a lot in the preseason. In the first week of December. Now this is the month for tournaments. In the middle of January, we have all our area teams involved in tournaments this week, and let's run down some of those tournaments that will be starting. In the Western Kansas Liberty League has started this week. In the semifinals on the girls' side of that, we have Tri-Plains Brewster playing Wheatland Grinnell and Golden Plains and Northern Valley on that side of it. On the boys' side of it, in the semifinals, we will have Weskin and Logan on one game, and Northern Valley and Tri-Plains Brewster in the other one, and that tournament will finish Saturday night, and I believe that's at Colby. In the Mid-Continent League, we have Hill City, Norton, Peaburg, Plainville, Smith Center, Stockton on that one. In the semifinals, on the boys' side, Plainville will be playing Phillipsburg, and Smith Center playing Oakley. So really all the top seeds got through. Phillipsburg with a mild upset over Stockton. On the girls' side, all the 4 seeds got through with that one. Hill City will be playing Phillipsburg in the semifinals, and Smith Center are playing Ellis, and those will be held at Gross Coliseum on Friday, with the finals of those being on Saturday. And then the biggest tournament probably that's around is the Northern Plagues League tournament, with Lakeside, Natoma, Osborne, Pike Valley, Rock Hill, Thunder Ridge, our area teams involved. And that is an unusual tournament, as you find 13 teams in that tournament. So a lot of games will be played there, and an interesting tournament with a 13-team bracket. You don't get to see that very often. And that will start Friday and run through the next Friday, January the 24th. So that will be a long one on the boys and the girls side. Some other tournaments next week, the Northwest Kansas League, with Hoxie, Quinter, and Trigo participating in that one. And the Hoisington tournament will start with Russell and Victoria in that one. TMP will journey down to Hillsboro, which is always a very, very tough tournament. They get a wide variety of teams. The Hayes High boys will be at the Dodge City Tournament of Champions, which also starts next week. And the Hayes girls will be the very last week of January, when they travel to the always tough McPherson tournament. So as the teams hit their halfway point, they'll play in the league tournament, play 3 games, 4 games. Again, some coaches like these, some people do not, because you can see a team 3 or 4 times. And a lot of coaches would like to see different teams, but that's the way it goes right now as we do that. Also, before we left Christmas time, Hadley Gillum from Plainville had 39 points, and I've seen a lot of girls teams getting 96 points, and it got me to wondering what some of the records were that involved our area's teams through a lot of years of basketball. And it was very interesting on the girls' side in 1974, which was actually the first year for girls basketball. Golden Plains set a record for scoring defense with only allowing 26 points a game, which is very, very good. In 1978, we had the fewest winning points by a team, and that was when Lenora still had school down there, and they scored 17, and the fewest points by both teams was that particular game also, with Lenora beating Golden Plains 17-15. The most points per one game was in 1980. Lenora girls had 123 points, if you can imagine that, in a girls game, and that playing with a bigger ball. So that is quite a record. And also in that ball game, they also set a record with the most field goals in one game, which was 55. Brooke Ubelaker from Osborne in 2002, I believe this was in the state tournament, set a record for hitting 13 out of 13 field goals, which in state tournament competition is pretty good. And then a few years ago, when Hill City had their, I believe, runner-up state champion team, they set 3 records, 3-point attempts, 651. That's 25 three-pointers a game for you mathematicians. They also made 242 of those, which was 37%, which is a very good percentage. And they also set a record that year for free throw percentage, which was 72%, 231 out of 321. So Hill City had an awful good year that year, but did end up short, I believe, in the state championship ball game. On the boys' side, some area records in 1988. Field goal percentage was Lester Fry from Waukeeny, who had a field goal percentage of 77%, 153 out of 199. So that is a very, very awesome record. 1991, 3-pointers made. Dale Herr from from Wheatland had 111 3 points made. 1996, team field goals attempted in one game, 106, and that is Jennings High School. And in 2003, overtime games won was Norton won 4, and I believe 2 of those were at the state championship, and they ended up winning that state championship that year. So those are some of the records. Most of the people think probably those are from back east with a lot of big schools, but it's nice to see that out west here we can still hold some records. And incidentally, the most points in one game on the women's side, most of you probably have heard of this name, is Jackie Stiles. She had 71 points in one ball game, and on the boys' side, the single game record was clear back from 1966, and that is Larry Hobbs from Nortonville, Kansas. I have no idea where Nortonville, Kansas is, but that was 69 points. And if you're interested in more records, you can find those at the Kansas Sport Hall of Fame, kshof.org, and they have all sports on that. It's a very, very interesting website to go to if some of you are interested.
And that is your Norton Glass opening tip with Coach Kevin Joka. It's a weekly segment right here on Nex-Tech Game Time. All right, a lot of scores coming in, a lot of basketball this week actually with the tournaments going on. So without further ado, let's get you up to date on the scores as we have them tonight right here on Nex-Tech Game Time, brought to you by the Heritage Insurance Group.
Nex-Tech Wireless is the one company that brings you truly superior nationwide coverage and outstanding customer care. And now, Nex-Tech Wireless can deliver the speed you need. 4G LTE has arrived. Switch to Nex-Tech Wireless before January 31st and your 4G LTE data will be unlimited. This offer can't last, so switch before it's too late. Get the new Moto X 4G phone for only $49.99. Nex-Tech Wireless. Superior nationwide coverage, outstanding customer care, and now 4G LTE.
Hayes Ready Mix, Paul Wurtenberger Construction, Flatlander Dirt Works, and J-Corp are proud supporters and sponsors of the Hayes High Indians, TMP Monarchs, and all the area's students and athletes. They hope this season is the best ever. Best wishes for a successful season from Centennial Carpets, Steel Fabrications, Trober Sound, and the Hayes Recreation Commission, proud sponsors of all the area's students and athletes.
Kawasaki Terex, the perfect combination of work and play. The fuel-injected smooth V-twin engine has enough torque for hard work and power for hard play. 2 seats or 4 take the crew with you. Need a workhorse? The Mule, Kawasaki's proven tough utility vehicle, and gas or diesel gets your job done quicker. See the complete side-by-side line of Terex and Mule vehicles at Day Motorsports, service at its best in Waukene. Kawasaki, let the good times roll. Day Motorsports, 785-743-5723, daymotorsportsinc.com.
These days, internet is a necessity. Whether using your internet connection to try out a new recipe, play games, shop, or pay bills, you need a fast connection you can always count on. That's why with Nex-Tech Internet, you get the best prices. But with Nex-Tech, you also get amazing help desk support and customer care to go with your internet service.
Hi, I'm Erin with the Nex-Tech Help Desk. Our products and our people are here for you.
Better Water of Smith Center, Rogers & Associates Insurance, Hometown Brand Center of Hayes and Russell, and the Phillips County Hospital and Medical Clinic are proud of the hard work and dedication of all the area students and athletes. They hope this season and school year is the best ever. Best wishes for a successful season from State Glass Company in Hayes and Mapes & Miller LLC, certified public accountants with offices in Norton, Phillipsburg, Stockton, Quinter, and Waukene.
Crawford Supply is your leading oil field supply service-oriented company with decades of experience and knowledge to serve you. We carry a full line of products to cover all phases from drilling to production. Nearly 6,000 items are in stock and ready for delivery. Crawford Supply now has a coating division that exclusively uses Ceramcoat, tubing, fittings, valves, or custom coating on anything that is metal to protect your valuable investment in the toughest environments. Crawford Supply with locations in Plainville, Hayes, Hill City, and McCook, Nebraska.
Welcome back to Nex-Tech Game Time as we roll on through the night and get you updated to date on the scores as they come in to us. Those will be coming up in just a little bit. But the Kansas High School Basketball Coaches Association released their latest polls on Monday, and let's go ahead and show you those as we have them. Starting off with 6A in the boys side, Blue Valley Northwest is your #1 team in the state, followed by Shawnee Mission South, Wichita East, Olathe East, and Lawrence. Those are your top 5. In girls action in 6A, Wichita South, Mays, Olathe South, Blue Valley North, and Manhattan are your top 5 teams in 6A. Moving down to 5A boys, Topeka Highland Park is still your #1, followed by Goddard Eisenhower. Hayes High is undefeated going into this week. They were ranked #3 according to the Kansas High School Basketball Coaches. Lansing at 4. Wichita Heights comes in at 5th. Meanwhile, in girls 5A, Cape and Mount Carmel is #1. St. Thomas Aquinas 2. Salina Central, Leavenworth, and Topeka Seaman round up your top 5 in 5A girls. 4A boys in Division I, McPherson, the Bullpups are the #1 team in the state, followed by Baldwin, Coffeyville, Bayshore, Linwood, and also KC Piper, your top 5 teams. And in Division II in the 4A classification, it's Wamego ranked #1, Fort Scott 2, Paola 3, Bishop Meade at 4. Topeka Hayden is your 5th ranked team. All right, meanwhile, in Division 4A, Division 2 in boys basketball, Andale, #1, Scott City. The Beavers at #2, Holton, #3, Concordia, #4, Wichita Trinity as #5. In girls action, 4A Division 2, Santa Fe Trail, #1, Hugoton, #2, Burlington, Pratt, and Frontenac is round up your top 5. Meanwhile, in boys action division, 3A, Heston is your #1 ranked team, followed by Eureka, Beloit, Sabetha, and Holcomb. In girls action, it's Heston, Riley County at #2. Holcomb is your 3rd ranked team, Marysville #4, and Douglas at #5. Meanwhile, in 2A in boys action, St. John maintains that #1 spot, holding off Volpe, who comes in at #2, Moundridge at 3, Central Plains at 4, St. Mary's Colgan is at 5, and by the way, Plainville is ranked #9 in the state. Meanwhile, in girls action, 2A, Hillsboro's at 1, Jefferson County North 2, Sterling #3, Whitewater Remington is at 4, and Olpe is ranked at #5. Then we get into the boys Class 1A Division 2. Those are your top 5 teams right there. And Centralia is at 4. Hoxie maintains their position in the top 5 in boys action. Meanwhile, in 1A Division 1 girls, Hoxie maintains their #1 spot in the state, followed by Valley Heights, Spearville. Osborne comes in at number 4. Girls action in Center Lost Springs is your 5th ranked team. And finally, in boys basketball, 1A, Division II, Sharon Springs, Wallace County, your number 1 ranked team, followed by Beloit, St. John's, Tipton. Fowler is at number 3. South Barber is at 4. Baileyville B&B is at 5. And in girls action, Baileyville B&B, number 1 in girls basketball, followed by Dighton. Norwick is at 3. Wilson, the Dragons, at number 4. And Tri-Plains Brewster is at number 5. So there are your top 5 ranked teams in the state of Kansas as released here this past Monday. All right, we're going to keep you up to date with scores because games are still continuing. Don't forget, we are covering games not only between Hayes High and Garden City. Both of those games, by the way, are complete. Russell is at TMP tonight. We'll catch you up to date on those scores, plus all the action going on in the MCL tournament, the the Western Kansas Liberty League tournament, and also the Northern Plains League tournament. Those are all going on as we speak. So without further ado, here is your Heritage Insurance Group scores on the 4s.
Instruments. You'll find those here. Nex-Tech Directory in print, online, and now mobile. Find what you're looking for.
If you have storm damage or dead trees to deal with, don't go out on a limb. Go with the pros at Get a Switch Tree Service and Stump Removal. With over 25 years of experience, Get a Switch Tree Service and Stump Removal is equipped to take care of your job, big or small. From tree trimming and shaping to shelter belt and CRP clearing, Get a Switch Tree Service and Stump Removal will get the job done quickly. 24-hour emergency service is available, serving all of northwest and central Kansas. Get a Switch Tree Service and Stump Removal.
If your next construction project includes concrete products, remember the name APAC in Hayes. APAC features computerized batching, up-to-date equipment, and delivery by professional drivers. Specialty mixes are available. APAC also carries an assorted line of decorative rocks. For all your concrete jobs, call APAC at 785-625-3216. Delivering quality backed by reliability at competitive prices since 1945. APAC of Hayes.
I like our DVR because it works in every room. The HD looks great for sports, and I like how easy it is to rent on-demand movies. But the best thing about Nex-Tech TV is that we try to do even more than what our customers would expect to make sure their experience is great. I'm Joe, Nex-Tech Engineering Technician. Our products and our people are here for you.
Welcome back to Nex-Tech Game Time, and let's go ahead and get you those highlights that we've been promising you. First of all, let's go to the WKLL tournament and bring you, first of all, the Golden Plains Northern Valley girls action. Golden Plains with a big win tonight, 46-34. Chris Lee was on hand, and he has a couple of interviews for us tonight with Northern Valley head coach Logan Katz and also Golden Plains head coach Parker Christensen.
Here with Northern Valley girls coach Logan Katz. Coach, John, it's a good start. Led there at the end of the first quarter. Tell me about the first quarter.
Well, we got off to a really quick start. We were up 6-0 on them, and we were playing great defense. We were doing everything that we needed to do, get back. They like to push the ball, and so we did a good job getting back in that first quarter. But first quarter, I told them, if keep defending like that, it's going to be a really good game, and ended up being a good game. But so we did everything that we needed to do in that first quarter.
They pull away second, third quarter. Fourth quarter, you get back, get it under double digits. You got to where you're just at the precipice, look like you're going to get right back into it, and then they just could never quite seem to pull it off. What was your thoughts there towards the end of the game?
Yeah, we did. We kept fighting, we kept working, and we just kept scrapping, and we just couldn't ever get over the hump due to a lot due to foul trouble. Mm-hmm. We didn't have some of our starters in there, but we just haven't been in that situation a ton where we got to fight back. So it was a good learning experience for us. So.
Golden Plains is ranked in Division II, a good solid team. How do you feel overall about your team's effort?
I thought we did very well for the most part. For about 26, 27 minutes, I thought we did very well. They had that 5-minute spurt at the end of the second quarter and the beginning of the third quarter, and they kind of got the best of us. Christensen got hot. She played really well. And other than those 5 minutes, I thought we played really well.
Baird does lead all scorers. There's 15 points. Like you said, Christensen's a well-known scorer in this part of the world. Got to feel good about her effort tonight.
Yeah, she stepped up well. Our other guard wasn't feeling very well today, our other scorer, and so she stepped up when she needed to, and that that's good to see that from her. It's a good leadership characteristic, and so we're going to need her to do that for the rest of the season.
Golden Plains improves to 7-2. Northern Valley falls to 4-5. Thank you very much, Coach.
Thank you.
The Golden Plains girls have qualified to go to the championship round with a 46-34 win over Northern Valley. I'm here with Coach Parker Christensen. First of all, Coach, Jordan Christian hits a big three there at the end of the half. Sends you in the locker room with a nice surge. Tell me about the second quarter.
Well, we finally got a little rhythm to our offense, and we're able to move the ball a little bit more free and maybe an inside pass and an outside and run the floor a little bit better. But that kind of started because we started playing a little bit better defense on their two good guards. And they have two good guards who can score for them. So, the second quarter offensively was probably started by our better defense.
And then they close it up a little bit early in the third. And then you have a nice little spurt there late in the third, gives you a 38-25 lead and kind of gets you into a nice comfort zone there.
It did, and we were able to use a little half-court trap and maybe speed them up a little bit and get a few turnovers. And and a few easy scores that way. And, you know, that kind of let us kind of catch our breath and say, woo, you know, we got a little bit of a cushion and just to relax and play a little bit better. I thought we were kind of uptight to begin the game, and they looked really fresh and free. And, you know, they jumped out 6-0, and it was just kind of, we were just kind of flat to start the game.
Finally, I thought your girls did a nice job offensively, passing ball in terms of it being unselfish, of executing. You know that sometimes that passing game is overlooked as far as how that leads to success.
It is, and we work on passing a lot in practice, you know, trying to pass to the open person or pass ahead and get it back. And, you know, and I thought when we were able to get them out of their zone and to make them pick us up man-to-man, that kind of gave us we could run some things and get some people moving instead of standing a little bit.
Sounds good, Coach.
All right, Chris, thank you very much. Chris Lee is on hand at the WKLL tournament going on in Colby, and he also was there for the Northern Valley Huskies and Tri-Plains Brewster game in boys action. Northern Valley pulls out the win tonight by 10, 48-38. Chris Lee has this interview with Northern Valley Huskies head coach Chuck Fessenden.
Here with Northern Valley boys coach Chuck Fessenden. His boys just earned their way into the championship round with a 48-38 win over Tri-Plains Brewster. Coach, Tri-Plains Brewster is usually led by Worth and Jorgensen. They combined to average about 19 points a game, and you held them to 7 tonight. Did you do anything special defensively?
No, not a lot. We just played man-to-man, you know, and tried to get up on him, especially the Jorgensen kid, not let him have any easy looks from threes. We gave up some to the Rogie kid. We was giving up penetration to Smith, and Smith was kicking it over on the right side and hitting the Rogie kid. We was trying to force him to go left and maybe have to kick it out to Gefeller, and he's not quite the shooter, but we were letting him get it kicked out to Rogie, and he was hitting real well.
Okay. You're down 5 at halftime, then you really exploded and took off in the third quarter and kind of took control of the game. What was the key there in that span of time?
Well, we talked about, you know, not giving up penetration at halftime, and we did a better job with that. And then we knew the Smith kid had 3 fouls, and we kind of wanted to take it at him. And I don't know if we really did or we didn't, but he picked up his 4th foul. And they're a little weak on ball handlers other than him. They depend on him quite a bit. So once we got him out of the game, we could up the defensive pressure a little bit and try to get some turnovers, and it worked for us. And they turned the ball over, so then they weren't getting shots, and we picked up some easy baskets then.
And there are a lot of these kids, you know, like I said, sometimes one kid take away a ball handler like that, that's huge. That's something you don't see in the scorebook, but that could be an awful big part of it.
Yes, it is. You know, the Smith kid wasn't doing a lot of scoring, but he was getting quite a few assists. So once we got him out of the game, that helped us quite a bit.
Finally, Stutzman and Baird, they combined for 35 of your 48 points. They averaged about 22 points combined a game. Tell me a little about your offense tonight.
Yeah, I thought they played pretty well, shot the ball well. Of course, Tri-Plains is going to play a zone, and both those kids can shoot the 3 pretty well, you know, and we need both them to be on the same night. You know, they don't average that much together, but they kind of, some nights Jordan will score a bunch and some nights Matt will score a bunch. But fortunately tonight they were both kind of on, which helped quite a bit. The other night, Jordan didn't even score the other night in the Wheatland game, and Hunter Chandler stepped it up for us in the inside that night. But tonight he didn't score a lot, but the other 2 played real well and shot the ball well for us.
Congratulations, Coach. Thank you.
Thank you, Chris. Meanwhile, Golden Plains, Wheatland Grinnell in a close matchup also in the WKLL tournament. Low scoring game, but Golden Plains comes away with the win in boys action, 32-30 over Wheatland Grinnell. Chris Lee had a chance to talk with both head coaches from the game, Golden Plains head coach Mike Dahl and Wheatland Grinnell's head coach Charles Packard.
Here with Golden Plains coach Mike Dahl coming after a 32-30 win over Wheaton Grinnell in the consolation semifinals here at the Western Kansas Liberty League tournament. Coach, a real low-scoring game, 32-30. Was that indicative of a real strong defensive effort, or what are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I think both teams played very good defense, obviously, and then both teams allowed basically only 1 shot per possession, and so that helps the defense out a lot. And neither team shot the ball very well. And so that also factors into the 32-30 score. But I thought both teams' defense, and I thought our defense especially, was very well also.
Early in the second quarter, you're down 15-9. You struggled there back late in the second, early in the third. At one point, you're up 26-20. What caused your spurt there?
Well, they gave us a look that we haven't seen yet this year. They played a little bit of diamond and one on us, mainly the whole game, and they put it on Tristan Schwartz. And so that was just a look that we didn't see yet. And so we came out slow out of the gate there, and then we were able to get Tristan the ball there at the high post, and he turned and made some good passes to some of our players who made some tough shots there for us and some big shots. And we just continued to play together and be patient and do the things that we talked about. And so some of those guys stepped up and made some shots, and we continued to get stops. We got consecutive stops numerous times in a row, and so that always helps us get back into games also.
Okay. Sounds like an exciting inning. What were your thoughts on the ending of the game?
Yeah, probably a little too exciting for my liking. We were up by 6 with 3 minutes left or so. We kept turning the ball over. But our boys stuck with it, and we got it done. That's not our first exciting inning this year, and hopefully it's our last, and hopefully win every game here out by more than 2. But we did find a way to win. That's the main thing. I wish we could have got a rebound there at the end instead of giving them 3 shots. But we still did a good job closing out to their shooters even after an offensive rebound. So we did good there at the end.
Golden Plains improves to 4-6 with this win, so congratulations, Coach.
Thank you.
I'm here with Wheatland Grinnell boys basketball coach Charles Packard after his team's 32-30 loss to Golden Plains. Coach led the entire second quarter, had some good things happen for you in the second. In the second.
Yeah, we played pretty well early in the game. We just struggled to get many points on the board. Defensively, we kept them down and just made a few mistakes, letting them get back in the game after we took a lead early.
Late in the second, early in the third, like I said, you struggled to score. How much of that was your execution, what Golden Plains did to you? What do you think were some factors there?
Yeah, I think that we had some young players in. We made some poor decisions with the ball, and that took away chances to score. And then some of the things we did offensively, we weren't always looking to our scores.
Right. It sounded like a real exciting inning. You were down by 7 and got back late in the game. Had a layup, had a putback you missed that would have tied it.
Yeah, the kids really fought hard those last couple of minutes and made some good plays, good things happen. Got a 2 and a 3 down and made some good steals on defense. And we went to man-to-man defense, and while they were trying to hold the ball, and were able to get some good stops out of it and steals.
Congratulations, Coach. Thank you.
All right, Chris, thank you very much for that report. Golden Plains, Grant Sprees paced the Bulldogs tonight with 10 points, while Caleb Holliday led Wheatland Grinnell with 14. So the Bulldogs, they improved their record to 4-6 on the season. Wheatland Grinnell falls to 3-6. All right, time now for the Heritage Insurance Group scores on the 4s, where you are never more than 10 minutes away from updated scores right here on NGTG.
We all use our vehicle, or ride, differently. Some like to stand out. Others want to keep what's theirs, there. And there are those that want to be discreet or stay a bit cooler, while others prefer strictly function. And many simply want to move stuff around. Advantage Glass Plus can make your vehicle or ride a reality. 1005 Vine and Hayes, online or on Facebook. Listed in the Nex-Tech directory.
When you hire Nex-Tech to provide your business technology solutions, you're getting a dedicated representative who does everything he can to make sure your technology runs smoothly. Oh, and you get the entire technology team and national partners that stand behind him too. Nex-Tech, our services and people are here for you.
Are you looking for help around your home that always does a great job and will never call in sick or ask for a raise? Horizon Appliance and Electronics has found your help. Their help is very efficient while keeping your food cool and cooking it perfectly, washing your dishes, and doing your laundry. This same help from Horizon Appliance and Electronics will provide you state-of-the-art entertainment, even put you to bed in unbelievable comfort at night. Get the best help in town at Horizon Appliance and Electronics, East 27th in Hayes.
With Nex-Tech TV, any night can be movie night.
Hey, everybody.
Use On Demand to rent a new movie in seconds, or utilize your DVR to record a movie and watch it later on any TV you want. With Nex-Tech, you get our amazing technicians, help desk, and customer care to go with your TV service.
Hi, I'm Tranda from Nex-Tech Customer Sales. Our products and people are here for you.
Roof Masters Roofing installs only the highest quality warranted commercial roofing materials and takes care of all insurance claims. Insulate your building with our high R value insulation. Get guaranteed performance of your commercial roof for 10 to 20 years. Call Roof Masters Roofing today for an estimate and save.
Roof Masters Roofing, get the job done. We got you covered.
Hi, Brett from Nex-Tech here. Have you ever missed your favorite TV show? Been interrupted while watching a movie? Do you ever wish you could just pause live TV? If so, Nex-Tech Whole Home DVR is perfect for you. DVR is awesome because it's easy. You can record a single show, an entire series. You can even tell it to only record new episodes. Plus, you can start and watch those recordings from any TV in your home. Call Nex-Tech today and get DVR. Trust me, you're gonna love it.
Welcome back to Nex-Tech Game Time as we continue on through this Friday night. A lot of basketball action, a lot of highlights to bring to you. So let's go back to the WKLL. Chris Lee's been there all day long, and he has this coverage of the Palco and Logan game. Logan with the 43-37 win. And Chris Lee has this interview with head coach Justin Pierce. And he also has a head coach interview with Logan coach Dustin Patty.
Here with Palco girls coach Shea Semino after his team dropped a 43-37 decision to Logan. Coach, first of all, get off the nice start lead at the end of the first quarter. What was going right for you there in the first period?
Well, actually, we made some shots. You know, we pushed the ball up and down the court, and I think that's what got us into the lead.
Second quarter, they get hot, and then you have quite a scoring drought there for a while. What do you think was not going right in the second and third?
We weren't running our offense as good as what I would like to see. Our defense was good. We boxed it out good, but we just weren't running our offense right.
Then a nice surge during the fourth quarter. I have you getting back to within 4 with 1:36 left and had some chances to get back at the very end even. Weren't able to get some throws to fall, but a nice surge there at the end of the game.
Yes, it was. We just, you know, it was a 4-point game. We just had some good looks, but nothing was just dropping for us. And they made some good shots. Logan did so.
Yeah. Marcotte 13, Hanley 10 for you. Is that about what you expect out of your girls offensively? Is there anything missing there? Or?
Yeah, there's a little bit missing from Hanley, but you know, they got some big girls down low, and that that kind of stopped her a little bit. But good game for all of us. You know.
Okay. Thank you, Coach. Appreciate the time. Here with Logan coach Dustin Pattee after his team's 43-37 win over Palco in the consolation semifinal bracket. Coach, a little rough in the first quarter. Then the second quarter, you did a nice job. Ended up with a 23-13 lead at halftime. What went well for you in the second?
Well, we tried speeding them up that whole first half and try to get them out of shape a little bit because we know that they're a little bit less deep than we are as far as bench goes. So we pressed them pretty hard the first quarter, and we figured if we did that well enough in the second quarter, we could get an advantage on them, especially with our height that we have on them. So I think we just finally wore them down and then kind of got the upper hand at the end of the half.
Yeah, they do a nice job crawling back in the fourth quarter, and then the Grieving hit some big free throws for you late in the game.
Yes, they did a great job at the end of the game coming back. We didn't finish as well as I would have liked to. Our boxing out went to pod, and our defense wasn't too good either. But Grieving stepped up, had some huge free throws, big for us because we shot 17% in our last game where we lost to Wheatland Grinnell. So that was a big stressor the last 2 days was free throw shooting and controlling what we can actually control in the game. But like I said, if we would have just took care of defense and boxing out, we wouldn't have needed them. But good job by them to come back.
Yeah. Well, your team has a nice length to it. I mean, typically, are you a team that controls the boards?
Oh yeah, that's our biggest attribute. It has been for Logan for about the last, I think, 3 to 4 years. They have 3 or 4 very solid big girls, and the key is that getting the guards confident in shooting from the outside. Because really, if we get a nice short rebound, it's just like getting an inlet pass that's good, and plus also you get the chance of a three-pointer. So we've been stressing that to our guards to not only look for the inlet pass, but also to take open shots because, I don't know, we do. That is our strength is rebounding the ball.
Hilburn tonight is the leading scorer on all teams for both teams, 15 tonight. She comes in averaging 6.4, so I'm sure that was a nice surprise.
She's been huge for us. We've been stressing confidence. And when we first started, our guards were shaky. All we really wanted to do was swing it to the wing and then kick it down to the post. But we've been pressing that if it is open in the middle, our point guard has got to attack, and that's going to open up the wings and therefore down to the post. And Michaela's really ran with it. She's done a great job offensively. Now if we can just get her to stop hacking on the defensive end, she's going to be a great player. She's got the offense figured out.
Sounds good, Coach. Thank you for your time.
Yep, thank you very much.
All right, Chris, thank you very much. Chris Lee at the WKLL tournament in Colby, and he covered that big Logan win tonight, 43-37 over Palco. So the boys won, or excuse me, the girls won. The boys were up next playing Weskin tonight, where the boys come out with the big win tonight. Actually, Weskin with the 8-point win tonight, 57-49 over Logan. And Chris Lee has this interview with Logan head coach Paul Prevost.
I'm here with Logan coach Paul Prevost after his team dropped a 57-49 decision to Weskin. Coach, tell me a little bit about the first half first.
Played really tough. We played with a lot of heart. We've been really a different team this week. Really tried to work the ball inside. I think Reagan Katz had quite a few points there. That was our goal. I didn't think they'd be able to handle us inside. We didn't get the ball inside as well second half, and really that ended up being the difference in the game.
Right. I have down that like I said, you had a nice little spurt there. You outscored them to where you went from 5 points down to actually a 2-point lead with about 2.5 minutes into the third quarter. What happened there early in the third?
We really gained some momentum and just went. We pushed the ball. We knocked down some shots. We rebounded. Just did the little things right.
And then they come back with a 15-7 run to take a lead there by the beginning of the fourth quarter. What did they change anything? Did you change anything? What happened there?
No, again, we didn't get the ball inside like I wanted. We had some costly turnovers there in the end of the third, start of the fourth that really kind of took us out of the ball game. I think they went up 10 at one point, and we just had a hard time coming back.
Looked like your team competed really hard tonight. I mean, Weskin comes in here with a 5-2 record. You guys are 4-5. You're about 500. I mean, that's a nice showing tonight.
Yes, it was. I was very proud of the hard work the boys put on. I couldn't ask for anything better. Maybe a W, but hey, right. we turn around and play them again next week, so I can't wait for the game.
Right. Sounds good. Thank you, Coach.
Thank you very much.
All right. Thank you very much, Chris. Chris Lee, busy man tonight at the WKLL tournament in Colby. Also in girls action tonight, it was Tri-Plains Brewster upending Wheatland Grinnell by 16. It was 55-39. And Chris Lee has this update for us. Chris?
The Tri-Plain Brewster girls showed why they are ranked in 1A Division II. They drilled a solid Wheatland and Grinnell team 55-39 in the semifinals of the Western Kansas Liberty League tournament here in Colby. The Titans led 11-4 at the end of the first period and extended the lead to 18 before settling to a 25-9 advantage in intermission. The second half had a strange symmetry to it as both teams scorched the nets for 30 points, 15 points in each period. Titans Rogie and Plummer each scored a game-high 17 points. Rogie averages 16 points a game, while Plummer averages 11. The Thunderhawks' leading scorers, Ramey, Dirks, Rathgaber, and Bixaman, were all held below their season averages. Tholen led the Thunderhawks with 8 points, while Tuttle had 7 tallies. Tri-Plains Brewster improved to 8-1, while Wheatland Grinnell fell to 5-4. Back to you, Steve.
Thank you very much, Chris, and good job today on that covering the WKLL tournament in Colby. When we come back on Nex-Tech Game Time, we will take you to Lincoln as the Northern Plains League tournament was underway, and we have a lot of highlights to show you from that. That's all coming up next here on Nex-Tech Game Time.
Pepsi Beverages of Hayes, Progressive Physical Therapy Center, CK Earthworks LLC, Northwestern Printers, and Advanced Real Estate of Hayes are proud supporters of the TMP Monarchs, Hayes High Indians, and all the area students and athletes. They hope this season is the very best ever. Best wishes for a successful season from Discount Siding Supply, the Golden Q, Norton County Hospital and Medical Clinic, and MLR Welding of Hayes, proud sponsors of all the area students and athletes.
I'm Adam Stensel, production supervisor with Arm Custom Metals in Hayes, Kansas. Arm Custom Metals' goal is to serve all your building components needs. Arm Custom Metals fabricates panels and custom trim to your specifications and links in 48 hours or less. Arm Custom Metals also fabricates standing seam roof and wall panels on site for all your residential and commercial projects. Come see us today at Arm Custom Metals, RM Custom Metals, 2150 East 8th Street in Hayes, Kansas.
Nex-Tech Wireless is the one company that brings you truly superior nationwide coverage and outstanding customer care. And now, Nex-Tech Wireless can deliver the speed you need. 4G LTE has arrived. Switch to Nex-Tech Wireless before January 31st and your 4G LTE data will be unlimited. This offer can't last, so switch before it's too late. Get the new Moto X 4G phone for only $49.99. Nex-Tech Wireless. Superior nationwide coverage, outstanding customer care, and now 4G LTE.
Hayes Ready Mix, Paul Wurtenberger Construction, Flatlander Dirt Works, and J-Corp are proud supporters and sponsors of the Hayes High Indians, TMP Monarchs, and all the area's students and athletes. They hope this season is the best ever. Best wishes for a successful season from Centennial Carpets, Steel Fabrications, Trober Sound, and the Hayes Recreation Commission, proud sponsors of all the area's students and athletes.
The Northern Plains League tournament was well underway tonight and today in Lincoln, Kansas. And let's go ahead and update you with the scores as we have them in. First of all, in girls action, it was the Natoma Lady Tigers over Lincoln 35-23. And we have this interview with Natoma head coach Aaron Homburg.
Girls came out and played hard. We didn't get a lot of shots to go down. We turned the ball over way too much. But, you know, we hung with it towards the end, got up by 14, 15 points, and ended up winning by 10. So pleased with the win, not really pleased with how we played for the whole game, but there was 4 or 5 spurts there we played pretty well. We tried to put a little more pressure. We really like to get out and play a little bit of man and go full court pressure, but we were in foul trouble and we really couldn't do that, if that makes sense. So, but yeah, I was tickled with how well and how hard the girls played. You know, really all of them that played did good things while they're in there. All of them that played, you know, I haven't looked at the stats at all, but, you know, I'm sure probably had 3 or 4 close to 10 points and knocked down some shots. A little disappointed. We missed a ton of free throws, and, you know, I could understand if we never worked on those, but we shoot them every day. And we just gotta get to knocking those free throws down. And you know, when we knock down free throws, it's not even a 10-point game. In our tournament, I tell you, girls teams really, you know, any of them, whoever shows up is going to win. You know, I'd say our league is as deep as any league around as far as quality girls teams. Pretty equal. Even, you know, 1 through 10 or 11. So. excited. We play the number 1 team, Thunder Ridge, on Monday, and we played them before, and they beat us there before Christmas. So hopefully, second time's a charm for us.
Natoma Lady Tigers head coach Aaron Homburg and his team's 35-23 win tonight over the Lincoln Lady Leopards. Natoma was led in scoring by Reagan Casey, who had 12 points. Brittany Harlow scored 14 in the loss for Lincoln. Meanwhile, Rock Hills St. John Tipton squaring off in girls action in the Northern Plains League tournament. And let's show you those highlights. St. John's Tipton with a 56-23 win. And as we show you those highlights, Rock Hills tried to stay in this game for most of the night, but Cheyenne Schoenrock was, maybe we're not going to have those highlights, but it was a 56-23 win tonight for the St. John Tipton's girls team as they knock off Rock Hills 56-23. Meanwhile, Rock Hills did come away with the win tonight, 45-44 over Chase. And we have this interview with Rock Hills head coach Matt Hesting.
Well, to be honest with you, Steve, we didn't even show up, really. And thinking back on it right now, I'm not exactly sure how we won the game. Made some lucky shots at the end. Finally had some kids step up about fourth quarter and start playing defense. We went through the motions for 3 quarters. We were down 13-2 at quarter. We were down 17-10 at half. Absolutely going nowhere. We climbed back into the game a little bit and hit a shot at the buzzer, a tray at the buzzer to tie it up, put it in overtime, and I think finally the kids woke up, and we were lucky enough to win the game. But my hat goes totally off to Chase and the Chase Cats, the last seed in the tournament, 1-7. I'm not so sure that to be honest with you, they deserve to win the ball game, and we've got to right our ship. Well, it's right now our season's going to go 2 ways. I mean, we know that. Our season right now, the kids are going to have to get cohesive and get together and decide what they want out of the season, or if they want to go through the motions and slack through it and everything, then our season will be going nowhere because we're really at a tipping point right now. And the last 2 games we've played very, very poor, and I'm not gonna nothing against the teams we play. They don't have glamorous records, and they've been struggling, and actually we've played well against good opponents. I mean, teams with good record. We played a wonderful game against Smith Center a week ago tonight and everything, who's, going to vie for an MCL championship out there and everything. So maybe our kids will step up to a challenge, but I was very disappointed in the fact that they didn't meet the one tonight. I think they overlooked Chase, and they should be ashamed of themselves.
Rock Hills head coach Matt Hesting, his team's 45-44 win tonight. Rock Hills had only 5 score in the ballgame, 3 of which scored in double figures. Meanwhile, Chase had only 4 score in the entire game in the 1-point loss. All right, we have those highlights ready to go for you. Back up to the St. John's Tipton Rock Hills game. Rock Hills Cheyenne Schoenrock with the basket there. Lexi Jeffrey gets in the action with that free throw. Lexi Jeffrey again banks this one in. Actually rattles that one in from the elbow. And then Lainey Eakins with this shot from about 15 feet out, and then Allison Railsback makes the shot here on that inbounds play, but to no avail as St. John's Tipton wins tonight in girls action 56-23. All right, time now for the Heritage Insurance Group scores on the 4s, where you are never more than 10 minutes away from updated scores right here on Nex-Tech Game Time.
Kawasaki Terex, the perfect combination of work and play. The fuel-injected smooth V-twin engine has enough torque for hard work and power for hard play. 2 seats or 4 take the crew with you. Need a workhorse? The Mule, Kawasaki's proven tough utility vehicle, and gas or diesel gets your job done quicker. See the complete side-by-side line of Terex and Mule vehicles at Day Motorsports service at its best in Waukene. Kawasaki, let the good times roll. Day Motorsports, 785-743-5723, daymotorsportsinc.com.
These days, internet is a necessity. Whether using your internet connection to try out a new recipe, play games, shop, or pay bills, you need a fast connection you can always count on. That's why with Nex-Tech Internet, you get the best prices. But with Nex-Tech, you also get amazing help desk support and customer care to go with your internet service.
Hi, I'm Erin with the Nex-Tech Help Desk. Our products and our people are here for you.
Better Water of Smith Center, Rogers & Associates Insurance, Hometown Brand Center of Hayes and Russell, and the Phillips County Hospital and Medical Clinic are proud of the hard work and dedication of all the area students and athletes. They hope this season and school year is the best ever. Best wishes for a successful season from State Glass Company in Hayes and Mapes & Miller, LLC, certified public accountants with offices in Norton, Phillipsburg, Stockton, Quinter, and Waukene.
Crawford Supply is your leading oilfield supply service-oriented company with decades of experience and knowledge to serve you. We carry a full line of products to cover all phases from drilling to production. Nearly 6,000 items are in stock and ready for delivery. Crawford Supply now has a coating division that exclusively uses Ceramcoat, tubing, fittings, valves, or custom coating on anything that is metal to protect your valuable investment in the toughest environments. Crawford Supply with locations in Plainville, Hayes, Hill City, and McCook, Nebraska.
Welcome back to Nex-Tech Game Time as we continue on as we cover the Northern Plains League midseason tournament going on right now. And in boys action, Natoma with a big win over Lakeside. Close game tonight, 56-53. And we had an opportunity to have 2 interviews with that game, from that game. Lakeside head coach Kyle Biesner and Natoma head coach Kurt Grafel.
Yeah, it was kind of back and forth. We dug an early hole early in the third quarter, and that's kind of what buried us a little bit when we fought back and just could never get over the hump. They kept battling, and we made a lot of good shots, had a lot of good looks even there at the end that just didn't fall. The shot, we got another chance, but the shot right before the ball went out of bounds looked good. That kid's executed well in the fourth quarter. That group can score the ball. I thought we defended well at times, gave up a lot of points in bunches. I felt like at times they kind of wore us down and were able to put up points quick. Yeah, that was tough. We don't have a real deep bench, so that did become an issue, but I thought we had some kids come in and play quality minutes, and obviously we were able to hang around and have a chance at the end. Same thing we do every day. We've got to defend to be successful, and we did tonight, but going down the road, we have to defend each night and really value the basketball.
Well, like I said just a little bit ago, we like to make them interesting, but at least we made those free throws when we needed to, and we've been struggling on those, so those were huge to hit. I think we did a lot better job going to that 2-3. Number 4 was really hurting us in that man. Of course, they had some other kids step up and make some threes on us, but, I think we did a pretty good job. So we do a pretty good job most of the time. Most of our guys are pretty physical and get good positions, so that's what I asked. I think in the second half we decided we weren't going to give the lead up, and I don't think we did. And coming down the stretch, we took care of the ball when we needed to. We didn't throw the ball away. I don't know what our free throw percentage was, but absolutely those were key, I think. But Myers, number 4 for us, he shoots the ball real well when he's on a hot streak. But everyone that's played came in and played what we asked them to do. Yeah, well, like I told them, I said, we get number 1 now. Number 1s can be beaten. It'll be tough. They're a good team. St. John's is a really excellent team. But after that, I think, we can be competitive. We've had a tough schedule up to this point, and Lakeside was a good team too. And so we hope to at least be competitive on Monday. Never know. You never know what can happen.
All right, so Lakeside with the 3-point loss tonight to Natoma, 56-53. Meanwhile, in Northern Plains League action in the tournament going on in Lincoln, it was Osborne taking on Pike Valley tonight in boys action, and Osborne comes away with a 49-46 win. Let's go ahead and take you to those highlights. Osborne, here's Maverick LaRock going in and finds himself all by himself underneath the bucket. This is LaRock again, finding himself underneath the bucket with another two. This is Casey Jensen for Pike Valley Knights. Turn on jump shot, nothing but net there. And Titus Vindery drives in for that layup. And Osborne's Brant Walters gets in on the action. Nice dribble underneath the basket to get the reverse layup. Pike Valley gets the offensive rebound and gets that one to go. And then Osborne will finish things off here with a 49-46 win in the Northern Plains mid-season tournament. And so Osborne will move on. All right, meanwhile, in girls action, Pike Valley and Lakeside, it was Pike Valley with the 41-20 win tonight. And we have this interview with Pike Valley head coach Randy Thayer.
Well, just our defense. That's kind of what we plan to play every night, is play hard defense, get stops and get steals, and try and see if we can get easy buckets. Yeah, we contribute that same thing. That's what we take pride in. That's what comes first. Oh, not too bad. We had two starters that weren't here tonight, so we was playing some young ones, and some young ones haven't seen the floor a lot, but they done a nice job. They stepped up tonight and got things done for us.
Head coach Randy Thayer for the Pike Valley Lady team, and his team wins 41-20 tonight. All right, so that wraps up our highlights for the Northern Plains League mid-season tournament. When we come back on Nex-Tech Game Time, we will cover the MCL tournament that's going on here in Hayes at Gross Memorial Coliseum. That's coming up right after this.
Musical instruments, you'll find those here. Nex-Tech Directory, in print, online, and now mobile. Find what you're looking for.
If you have storm damage or dead trees to deal with, don't go out on a limb. Go with the pros at Get a Switch Tree Service and Stump Removal. With over 25 years of experience, Get a Switch Tree Service and Stump Removal is equipped to take care of your job, big or small. From tree trimming and shaping to shelter belt and CRP clearing, Get a Switch Tree Service and Stump Removal will get the job done quickly. 24-hour emergency service is available, serving all of Northwest and Central Kansas. Get a Switch Tree Service and Stump Removal.
If your next construction project includes concrete products, remember the name APAC in Hayes. APAC features computerized batching, up-to-date equipment, and delivery by professional drivers. Specialty mixes are available. APAC also carries an assorted line of decorative rocks. For all your concrete jobs, call APAC at 785-625-3216. Delivering quality backed by reliability at competitive prices since 1945. APAC of Hayes.
I like our DVR because it works in every room. The HD looks great for sports, and I like how easy it is to rent on-demand movies. But the best thing about Nex-Tech TV is that we try to do even more than what our customers would expect to make sure their experience is great. I'm Joe, Nex-Tech Engineering Technician. Our products and our people are here for you.
Welcome back to Nex-Tech Game Time as we continue on tonight with more league action. Let's switch over to Gross Memorial Coliseum on the campus of Fort Hays State University, as that is the venue this weekend for the Mid-Continent League Tournament. And Curtis Brown was there all day today and has a lot of coverage for us. First of all, Ellis, the Lady Railers, hosting the Smith Center Lady Redmond, and it was Ellis with a big win tonight, a 28-point win, 57-29. And Curtis Brown has this interview with Smith Center head coach Nick Lynn.
Welcome back to Gross Memorial Coliseum here in Hayes for Nex-Tech Game Time's continuing coverage of the 2014 Mid-Continent League Tournament. Second girls semifinal game just completed. Ellis was victorious over Smith Center 57-29. Smith Center had difficulty with Ellis's press defense all night, which Ellis created a number of turnovers and easy transition baskets. Ellis was led by Alexa Duscher. She led the Railroaders in scoring with 22 points. Smith Center was able to keep pace up until the third quarter by pounding it inside to Colby Decker and Drew Mann, but they just weren't able to overcome the amount of turnovers. Final score in the second girls semifinal game, Ellis 57, Smith Center 29. The upcoming boys second semifinal game features a 7-1 Smith Center Redmond team taking on a 7-1 Oakley Plainsman team. Both the teams are not only similar in their record, but also in their style of play. They both have a lot of height and both play tough defense. Smith Center comes in the game averaging 53 points per game, while Oakley averages 57. The team that's able to limit the turnovers in that matchup will come out on top. Stay tuned for highlights right here on Nex-Tech Game Time. Welcome back to Gross Memorial Coliseum here in Hayes with Nex-Tech Game Time's continuing coverage of 2014 MCL basketball tournament. We're here with Lady Railroaders coach Perry Mick. Coach, could you talk a little bit about your team's performance tonight?
Yeah, I thought we did a good job. You know, we defended well. I thought our press worked well. Half-court offense, probably not so well, but, you know, I think we made up for it by getting some easy baskets and some layups.
Coach, you got to be pretty pleased with your team's defensive performance. Like you said, it created a number of turnovers tonight.
Yeah, it's the second half especially. You know, and sometimes when you're pressing, you don't see some of those turnovers real early on because the other team is fresh and they're prepared for it. But I thought as the game wore on, we really got a lot more turnovers. You know, starting there probably midway through the second quarter or so and going right through the rest of the game. We got a lot of easy buckets, you know, layups, and that's what we were looking to do. And so I'm glad we could do it.
And, Coach, you may be a little undersized than against Smith Center, but you're able to compete on the boards, which started your transition.
Yeah, you know, we talked about the fact that they were big, but, you know, we wanted to use quickness to get on the boards. You know, there were a few times that I noticed we were standing around, but I think we used our quickness to try to get to some of those loose balls, and that worked out pretty well.
And Coach, tomorrow you take on the Phillipsburg team in the finals here. Can you talk a little bit about that matchup?
Well, we played Phillipsburg first game of the season. Fortunately, we came out ahead on that. It was a close game. You know, Phillipsburg looked really, really good tonight. I mean, they've got some good girls. They've got depth. They've got shooters. They've got inside players. So they're going to be tough. I mean, I think that's going to be a good matchup. And you know, hopefully we can come out and play well again.
Well, congratulations tonight, Coach, and good luck tomorrow.
Thank you.
So Ellis with a big win tonight, 57-29 over Smith Center. Ellis improves their record on the season to 7-3. Smith Center falls to 5-3 on the season. Also in MCL action at the Gross Memorial Coliseum. In girls action, Phillipsburg taking on Hill City tonight. It was a big win tonight for Phillipsburg. Let's show you how they got that done. Here's Shania Wilkinson. And nails that three-pointer. This is not a replay. This is another shot by Shania Wilkinson with a three-point shot. Tatum Bartles gets a bucket in. Here's Hill City's Amanda Conway, the breakaway and layup. Mindy Gower gets into the action for Phillipsburg. Hill City underneath the basket. That's Brooke Burton. And here's Lexi McDowell drains a three-pointer for Hill City, but they were not able to climb back into the game. Tatum Bartle gets the bucket and the foul. And then Tatum Bartle again completes the play with that with the free throw. 72-31, a big 41-point win tonight for the Lady Panthers out of Phillipsburg as they upend the Lady Ringnecks out of Hill City, 72-31. All right, in boys action in the MCL, it's number 9 ranked Plainville Cardinals taking on the Phillipsburg Panthers in boys action, and Plainville comes away with a 13-point win tonight, 69-56. And Curtis Brown has this report for us. Curtis?
Welcome to Gross Memorial Coliseum here in Hayes for Nex-Tech Game Time's coverage of the 2014 MCL tournament. The first boys semifinal game just completed where Plainville was victorious over Phillipsburg 69-56. Earlier in the first girls semifinal game, Phillipsburg was able to come out with a victory over Hill City 72-31. Girls' second semifinal game between Smith Center and Ellis is about ready to begin. Smith Center is the defending state champions in the girls' Division 2A, and will try to use their press defense to set up offensive points. Though Ellis has shown the ability to score points throughout this season, coming in averaging 53 points per game. Smith Center brings a 7-2 record into the contest. Ellis is 6-3. Stay tuned to Nex-Tech for continuing coverage of the 2014 MCL basketball tournament. Reporting from Hayes, this is Curtis Brown. Welcome back to Gross Memorial Coliseum here in Hayes for Nex-Tech Game Time's coverage of the 2014 Mid-Continent League Tournament. We're here with Plainville coach Chris Dries. And Coach, can you talk a little bit about your team's performance tonight?
Well, we started off a little sluggish, and Phillipsburg hit some outside shots that I wasn't really expecting them to, and got to give them credit because they knocked them down when they were open. But we made some adjustments, and kind of got out and started running in the second quarter, and got some easy transition baskets, and we're able to get a lead by halftime, and then we changed defense in the second half, and I kind of think that was the difference.
And Coach, offensively, your team seemed like they did find a groove there in the second half and late second quarter.
Right. Once we didn't shoot the ball all that well again tonight, but if we got, I got some guys that can score, and once everybody gets on the same page and starts scoring, we could be a pretty dangerous team.
And Coach, you said you got some switch defense up a little bit and kind of get some transition points. You're also able to hold your own there on the boards a little bit.
Yeah, and that's that's something that we do, and we're good at. We can rebound. Sometimes we don't block out as well as we should, and I kind of get on the guys for that. But when we rebound, when we get a defensive rebound, we're pushing the ball, and so when we can do that and we get out and run in transition and we score, it's really pretty simple.
And Coach, looking ahead for the finals tomorrow. Any particular matchup with any of these teams that you have your eye on?
Not really, because they're all in our sub-state, it feels like, and they're all in our league, and so we're going to see them all again. But I'm excited to watch. I've heard some good things about both of these teams, and so I'm excited to watch them and see who comes out on top.
Congratulations, Coach, and good luck tomorrow.
So Hayes native Chris Dries, who's the first-year head coach for Plainville, and his team coming into this week ranked number 9 in the state in 2A, and they pick up the big 13-point win tonight, 69-56. All right, time now for the Heritage Insurance Group Scores on the Fours, where you're never more than 10 minutes away from updated scores here on Nex-Tech Game Time.
all use our vehicle or ride differently. Some like to stand out. Others want to keep what's theirs there. And there are those that want to be discreet or stay a bit cooler, while others prefer strictly function. And many simply want to move stuff around. Advantage Glass Plus can make your vehicle or ride a reality. 1005 Vine and Hayes, online or on Facebook. Listed in the Nex-Tech directory.
When you hire Nex-Tech to provide your business technology solutions, you're getting a dedicated representative who does everything he can to make sure your technology runs smoothly. Oh, and you get the entire technology team and national partners that stand behind him too. Nex-Tech, our services and people are here for you. With Nex-Tech TV, any night can be movie night.
Hey everybody!
Use On Demand to rent a new movie in seconds, or utilize your DVR to record a movie and watch it later on any TV you want. With Nex-Tech, you get our amazing technicians, help desk, and customer care to go with your TV service.
Hi, I'm Tranda from Nex-Tech Customer Sales. Our products and people are here for you.
Are you looking for help around your home that always does a great job and will never call in sick or ask for a raise? Horizon Appliance and Electronics has found your help. Their help is very efficient while keeping your food cool and cooking it perfectly, washing your dishes, and doing your laundry. This same help from Horizon Appliance and Electronics will provide you state-of-the-art entertainment, even put you to bed in unbelievable comfort at night. Get the best help in town at Horizon Appliance and Electronics, East 27th in Hayes.
Roof Masters Roofing installs only the highest quality warranted commercial roofing materials and takes care of all insurance claims. Insulate your building with our high R-value insulation. Get guaranteed performance of your commercial roof for 10 to 20 years. Call Roof Masters Roofing today for an estimate and save.
Roof Masters Roofing, get the job done. We got you covered.
Hi, Brett from Nex-Tech here. Have you ever missed your favorite TV show? Been interrupted while watching a movie? Do you ever wish you could just pause live TV? If so, Nex-Tech Whole Home DVR is perfect for you. DVR is awesome because it's easy. You can record a single show, an entire series. You can even tell it to only record new episodes. Plus, you can start and watch those recordings from any TV in your home. Call Nex-Tech today and get DVR. Trust me, you're going to love it.
Welcome back to Nex-Tech Game Time as we approach the 10:30 mark of our show, and we have a lot of highlights to show you. Of course, Hayes High on the road tonight in Garden City, both boys and girls action. TMP hosting tonight Russell in both boys and girls action. We'll show you those highlights in just a moment, but we have one more game to show you, some highlights to show you from the MCL tournament going on at Gross Memorial Coliseum in Hayes. Smith Center taking on Oakley tonight. Good ball game. 59-52, the Redmen with the win tonight over the Plainsmen. Curtis Brown has this interview and this report, and he has that interview with Smith Center head coach Joe Burkhart.
Back to Gross Memorial Coliseum for Nex-Tech Game Time's coverage of the 2014 Mid-Continent League Tournament. The boys' second semifinal game between Smith Center and Oakley has just went final. And a game that went as expected. It was a physical, tough defensive battle. Neither team was able to shoot real well from the field. Smith Center's defense, though, forced 15 turnovers by Oakley, which was the difference in the game. Also, Smith Center was able to limit Oakley's second chance opportunities. Mason Buckmaster led the Redmen with 25 points and 8 rebounds. The final score, Smith Center 59, Oakley 52. Smith Center will now advance to take on Plainville in tomorrow night's finals. Reporting from Hayes, this is Curtis Brown with Nex-Tech Game Time. Welcome back to Gross Memorial Coliseum. We're with Nex-Tech Game Time's continuing coverage of the 2014 Mid-Continent League Tournament. We're here with the Redmen coach Joe Burkhart. Coach, you got to be pretty pleased with your team's performance tonight.
Oh, I'm extremely happy. We played
great defense tonight. This is probably one of the best defensive efforts we've had all season, and I'm really happy the way the boys played. I mean, they deserved this victory with the way they played tonight.
Like you said, pretty good defensive performance. You really clamped down on them and were able to create a number of turnovers.
Oh, yeah. Sorry. Yeah, defense was the key to the game for us tonight. We did a few things offensively that we wanted to do, but when they switched to a zone, they slowed us down, and, our defense was just phenomenal tonight. I'm just very happy with the way we played.
You're also got to be pleased with the effort on the boards, too. You're able to limit their second chance opportunities and create some for yourself.
Yeah, Oakley, they've got some size, so we had to really be active, boxing out and trying to get rebounds, because if we give them any opportunity, they would have a rebound. They have a lot of size. I mean,
it's all right, Coach. In the finals tomorrow, you take on a Plainville team. Can you talk a little bit about that matchup?
Plainville's a great team. Hadley Gillum's a great player, probably the best player in the league individually. But Plainville, they're a great team. They come out and beat Phillipsburg earlier today. They're going to be tough. They're well coached. Hadley's a player. There's no question, and he makes his whole team better. But they do play well as a team, so it's going to be extremely difficult to play them tomorrow.
Well, congratulations, Coach, and good luck tomorrow.
Yeah, thanks.
Thank you very much, Curtis. And that was his interview with Smith Center head coach Joe Burkhardt and his team's big 59-52 win tonight in the MCL tournament at Gross Memorial Coliseum here in Hayes. Speaking of Hayes, a couple of Hayes teams were playing tonight, actually 4 teams from 2 different schools. Hayes High made the 2-hour trip southwest to Garden City to take on the Buffaloes. Let's take you to girls action as Hayes High was looking to pick up their first win of the season, and they went on the road tonight to take on the 6-3 Lady Buffaloes out of Garden City, and did not go Hayes High's way. 69-27 is the final in that one, and we have this interview with Hayes High head coach Kirk Maska.
Garden City was, defending WAC champions for a reason. They really got a nice ball club. Burnbeck girl, she came out. She had 14 first-half points and 8 rebounds, and we really didn't have an answer for her. And Taryn Temple, she's WAC Player of the Year. She had a great game against us. The pressure got to us early. I thought once we crossed half court and got into our half court offense, I thought we ran it well and got nice shots and kind of hung around a little bit. Can't spot them that 8-0 lead like we've been doing every game, but I thought the girls played really hard and we had great effort. Once again, with the kind of lopsided score, we got a lot of kids in and got to see some young girls in there again. So it was nice to see them get in there and have a good effort.
So the Lady Indians fall to 0-10 on the season. They were led in scoring tonight in the losing effort by Maddie Schlafly, who had 11 points. Meanwhile, the Hayes High boys ranked number 3 in 5A on the latest coaches poll, made also the trip down to Garden City, and Hayes High comes away with the big win, 47-33. Garden City all game tried to slow down the fast-paced Indian offense, and it worked for a little bit, but they could not maintain that as the number 3 Indians go to 10-0 on the season. 47-33 is your final score. Indians were led in scoring by Lane Clark. He had 13, and Jordan Winholtz pitched in 12. And we have this interview with Hayes High boys head coach Rick Keltner.
Well, we have so much respect for Garden City's coaching staff and their team. We knew we'd have to be ready to play here, and it's a tough place to play. I truly, when we played them in Hayes, we missed 20 free throws. I thought we did a good job of attacking them inside, but we missed 20 free throws. I hope to never have to say those words again. So tonight I know we did a little better job at the line. We didn't miss 20 free throws. We didn't shoot 20, but I know we played better basketball, and I thought we had some kids make plays. When Garden made a run at us, we answered and gave ourselves a little bit of room. So it's about kids making plays. Yeah, I think there'll be times when teams will kind of try to be patient against us, and we're going to play our game. We're going to try to attack, and I thought our defense stayed with it. You got to be patient on defense sometimes if they're being patient on offense until you have a chance to spring a trap or something. So, and plus we've got to play 4 quarters. So if you're going to play that way, we're going to make you play that way for 4 quarters. And I think our depth helps us. We have a good bench. I think it's just we've been there before. You just have to keep playing, keep doing what you do. And I thought we got a little better. I thought we were being too. We weren't trying to trap enough. I thought we were being too polite. When the game got slowed down a little bit, we were just kind of mirroring them instead of springing some traps on. I thought when we started trapping more, the game got sped up a little bit. I think it was just about trapping more.
Hayes High boys head coach Rick Keltner. His team is now 10-0 and off to one of the best starts in school history as the number 3 Indians head into next week for more action. And Hayes High again with that 47-33 win tonight. All right, let's go ahead and get you up to date with the scores. And those are brought to you by the Heritage Insurance Group, where they bring you scores on the 4s, where you are never more than 10 minutes away from those updated scores right here on Nex-Tech Game Time.
Pepsi Beverages of Hayes, Progressive Physical Therapy Center, CK Earthworks LLC, Northwestern Printers, and Advanced Real Estate of Hayes are proud supporters of the TMP Monarchs, Hayes High Indians, and all the area students and athletes. They hope this season is the very best ever. Best wishes for a successful season from Discount Siding Supply, the Golden Q, Norton County Hospital and Medical Clinic, and MLR Welding of Hayes. Proud sponsors of all the area students and athletes.
I'm Adam Stensel, Production Supervisor with Arm Custom Metals in Hayes, Kansas. Arm Custom Metals' goal is to serve all your building components needs. Arm Custom Metals fabricates panels and custom trim to your specifications and lengths in 48 hours or less. RM Custom Metals also fabricates stainless seam roof and wall panels on site for all your residential and commercial projects. Come see us today at RM Custom Metals. RM Custom Metals, 2150 East 8th Street in Hays, Kansas.
Nex-Tech Wireless is the one company that brings you truly superior nationwide coverage and outstanding customer care. And now, Nex-Tech Wireless can deliver the speed you need. 4G LTE has arrived. Switch to Nex-Tech Wireless before January 31st and your 4G LTE data will be unlimited. This offer can't last, so switch before it's too late. Get the new Moto X 4G phone for only $49.99. Nex-Tech Wireless. Superior nationwide coverage, outstanding customer care, and now 4G LTE.
Hayes Ready Mix, Paul Wurtenberger Construction, Flatlander Dirt Works, and J-Corp are proud supporters and sponsors of the Hayes High Indians, TMP Monarchs, and all the area's students and athletes. They hope this season is the best ever. Best wishes for a successful season from Centennial Carpets, Steel Fabrications, Trober Sound, and the Hayes Recreation Commission, proud sponsors of all the area's students and athletes.
Kawasaki Terex, the perfect combination of work and play. The fuel-injected smooth V-twin engine has enough torque for hard work and power for hard play. 2 seats or 4 take the crew with you. Need a workhorse? The Mule, Kawasaki's proven tough utility vehicle, in gas or diesel gets your job done quicker. See the complete side-by-side line of Terex and Mule vehicles at Day Motorsports, service at its best in Waukene. Kawasaki, let the good times roll. Day Motorsports, 785-743-5723, daymotorsportsinc.com.
These days, internet is a necessity. Whether using your internet connection to try out a new recipe, play games, shop, or pay bills, you need a fast connection you can always count on. That's why with Nex-Tech Internet, you get the best prices. But with Nex-Tech, you also get amazing help desk support and customer care to go with your internet service.
Hi, I'm Erin with the Nex-Tech Help Desk. Our products and our people are here for you.
Welcome back to Nex-Tech Game Time as we now bring you the highlights and some interviews as TMP hosted Russell tonight in both boys and girls action. And TMP, a good night for the Monarchs tonight. First of all, in girls action, the Lady Monarchs with the upset win over number 10 ranked Russell, 53-40. For the Lady Monarchs, now 3-6 in that upset win. Megan Konigsman comes up again. Big night tonight for her, scoring 23 points. Russell falls to 6-4 on the season. And we have this interview with TMP head coach Rose McFarland.
I was real proud of the players tonight. They stepped up from the beginning. It seems like lately we've been falling behind and having to play catch up the whole game. But today we got after it early, and I think this was our most consistent game. I mean, it was from start to finish. The girls played hard and really never let down. So I was real proud of them tonight.
Lady Monarchs head coach Rose McFarland. And again, a big win tonight, TMP. The Lady Monarchs pull off the upset, 53-44 over number 10 Russell, who most likely will fall out of the top 10 rankings when next week's rankings come out. Meanwhile, in boys action, the Monarchs came into tonight's tilt with the Russell Broncos on the heels of a 2-game losing streak, and TMP lost a heartbreaker this past Tuesday night to Abilene, and they look to notch a win tonight against the 2-7 Russell Broncos, and they did notch a win in a big way in a fashion of 56 points, 79-23, a 56-point win tonight for the TMP Monarchs. And Joe Hurdle, obviously, very happy about his team's performance tonight.
Well, it was a good win for us tonight versus Russell at Kennedy Middle School. We had a nice start, really explosive start. Maybe 16-0 and then 29-3 at the quarter, and so we really got out on them there early, and the game was essentially over at that point. But we were able to play a lot of people, practice a lot of things that we need to get ready for as we go into tournament week, and other than that, we won going away, and a lot of kids got got a lot of minutes, and so we're looking forward to going into next week. We open against Holcomb, who is a number 4 ranked team in Class 3A, and so another huge challenge for us, and we're really looking forward to it.
TMP Monarchs head coach Joe Hurdle and his team's 56-point win tonight over Russell, 79-23. All right, we're going to take a break. When we come back, we're going to recap some of the highlights that we had from you for you earlier this evening. Action from the Northern Plains League tournament, also the MCL tournament, and we will have those highlights for you when we come back here on Nex-Tech Game Time. Don't go anywhere.
Better Water of Smith Center, Rogers & Associates Insurance, Hometown Brand Center of Hayes and Russell, and the Phillips County Hospital and Medical Clinic are proud of the hard work and dedication of all the area students and athletes. They hope this season and school year is the best ever. Best wishes for a successful season from State Glass Company in Hayes and Mapes & Miller, LLC, certified public accountants with offices in Norton, Phillipsburg, Stockton, Quinter, and Waukene.
Crawford Supply is your leading oilfield supply service-oriented company with decades of experience and knowledge to serve you. We carry a full line of products to cover all phases from drilling to production. Nearly 6,000 items are in stock and ready for delivery. Crawford Supply now has a coating division that exclusively uses Ceramcoat, tubing, fittings, valves, or custom coating on anything that is metal to protect your valuable investment in the toughest environments. Crawford Supply with locations in Plainville, Hayes, Hill City, and McCook, Nebraska.
Instruments. You'll find those here. Nex-Tech Directory in print, online, and now mobile. Find what you're looking for.
If you have storm damage or dead trees to deal with, don't go out on a limb. Go with the pros at Get a Switch Tree Service and Stump Removal. With over 25 years of experience, Get a Switch Tree Service and Stump Removal is equipped to take care of your job, big or small. From tree trimming and shaping to shelter belt and CRP clearing, Get a Switch Tree Service and Stump Removal will get the job done quickly. 24-hour emergency service is available, serving all of Northwest and Central Kansas. Get a Switch Tree Service and Stump Removal.
If your next construction project includes concrete products, remember the name APAC in Hayes. APAC features computerized batching, up-to-date equipment, and delivery by professional drivers. Specialty mixes are available. APAC also carries an assorted line of decorative rocks. For all your concrete jobs, call APAC at 785-625-3216. Delivering quality backed by reliability at competitive prices since 1945. APAC of Hayes.
I like our DVR because it works in every room. The HD looks great for sports, and I like how easy it is to rent on-demand movies. But the best thing about Nex-Tech TV is that we try to do even more than what our customers would expect to make sure their experience is great. I'm Joe, Nex-Tech Engineering Technician. Our products and our people are here for you.
And there is your final look at the Heritage Insurance Group scores on the fours for tonight. A lot of blowouts tonight, but there was also a lot of good close games. WKLL, let's kind of highlight some of the games that we covered for you tonight. Golden Plains and Northern Valley in girls action, 46-34 is your final score. Golden Plains comes away with the 12-point victory. Chris Lee was in Colby at this tournament all day long, and he has this report for us for this game. Chris?
Here with Northern Valley girls coach Logan Katz. Coach, got us a good start. Led there at the end of the first quarter. Tell me about the first quarter.
Well, we got off to a really quick start. We were up 6-0 on them, and we were playing great defense. We were doing everything that we needed to do, get back. They like to push the ball, and so we did a good job getting back in that first quarter. But first quarter, I told them, if keep defending like that, it's going to be a really good game, and ended up being a good game. But so we did everything that we needed to do in that first quarter.
They pull away second, third quarter. Fourth quarter, you get back, get it under double digits. You got to just at the precipice, look like you're going to get right back into it, and then they just could never quite seem to pull it off. What was your thoughts there towards the end of the game?
Yeah, we did. We kept fighting, we kept working, and we just kept scrapping, and we just couldn't ever get over the hump due to a lot due to foul trouble. We didn't have some of our starters in there, but we just haven't been in that situation a ton where you got to fight back. So it was a good learning experience for us. So.
Golden Plains is ranked in Division II, a good solid team. How did you feel overall about your team's effort?
I thought we did very well for the most part. For about 26, 27 minutes, I thought we did very well. They had that 5-minute spurt at the end of the second quarter and the beginning of the third quarter, and they kind of got the best of us. Christensen got hot. She played really well. And other than those 5 minutes, I thought we played really well.
Barrett does lead all scorers. There's 15 points. Like you said, Christensen's a well-known scorer in this part of the world. Got to feel good about her effort tonight.
Yeah, she stepped up well. Our other guard wasn't feeling very well today, our other scorer, and so she stepped up when she needed to, and that that's good to see that from her. It's a good leadership characteristic, and so we're going to need her to do that for the rest of the season.
Golden Plains improves to 7-2. Northern Valley falls to 4-5. Thank you very much, Coach.
Thank you.
The Golden Plain girls have qualified to go to the championship round with a 46-34 win over Northern Valley. I'm here with Coach Parker Christensen. First of all, Coach, Jordan Christian hits a big three there at the end of the half. It's in the locker room with a nice surge. Tell me about the second quarter.
Well, we finally got a little rhythm to our offense, and we're able to move the ball a little bit more free and maybe an inside pass and an outside and run the floor a little bit better. But that kind of started because we started playing a little bit better defense on their two good guards. And they have two good guards who can score for them. So, the second quarter offensively was probably started by our better defense.
And then they close it up a little bit early in the third. And then you have a nice little spurt there late in the third, gives you a 38-25 lead and kind of gets you into a nice comfort zone there.
It did, and we were able to, use a little half-court trap and maybe speed them up a little bit and get a few turnovers and a few easy scores that way. And, that kind of let us kind of catch our breath and say, woo, we got a little bit of a cushion and just to relax and play a little bit better. I thought we were kind of uptight to begin the game, and they looked really fresh and free. And, they jumped out 6-0, and it was just we were just kind of flat to start the game.
Finally, I thought your girls did a nice job offensively, passing ball in terms of it being unselfish, of executing. That sometimes that passing game is overlooked as far as how that leads to success.
It is, and we work on passing a lot in practice, trying to pass the open person or pass ahead and get it back. And, and I thought when we were able to get them out of their zone and to make them pick us up man-to-man, that kind of gave us we could run some things and get some people moving instead of standing a little bit.
Sounds good, Coach.
Chris, thank you very much. And that was Chris Lee and his interviews with Logan Katz, the Northern Valley head coach, in their loss tonight, and also the victorious head coach, Parker Christensen. Chris was at the tournament all day in Colby today, and he also had a chance to watch the Logan girls take on the Palco girls, and it was Logan with the 43-37 win. Chris Lee has this report and these interviews with Palco head coach Justin Pierce and also Logan head coach Dustin Pattee. Chris?
Here with Palco girls coach Shea Semino after his team dropped a 43-37 decision to Logan. Coach, first of all, get off the nice start lead at the end of the first quarter. What was going right for you there in the first period?
Well, actually, we made some shots. You know, we pushed the ball up and down the court, and I think that's what got us into the lead.
Second quarter, they get hot, and then you have quite a scoring drought there for a while. What do you think was not going right in the second and third?
We weren't running our offense as good as what I would like to see. Our defense was good. We boxed it out good, but we just weren't running our offense right.
Then a nice surge during the fourth quarter. I have you getting back to within 4 with 1:36 left and had some chances to get back at the very end even. Weren't able to get some throws to fall, but a nice surge there at the end of the game.
Yes, it was. We just, you know, it was a 4-point game. We just had some good looks, but nothing was just dropping for us. And they made some good shots. Logan did so.
Yeah. Marcotte 13, Hanley 10 for you. Is that about what you expect out of your girls offensively? Is there anything missing there? Or?
Yeah, there's a little bit missing from Hanley, but you know, they got some big girls down low, and that, you know, that kind of stopped her a little bit. But good game for all of us, you know.
Okay, thank you, Coach. Appreciate the time. Here with Logan coach Dustin Pattee after his team's 43-37 win over Palco in the consolation semifinal bracket. Coach, a little rough in the first quarter. Then the second quarter, you did a nice job. Ended up with a 23-13 lead at halftime. What went well for you in the second?
Well, we tried speeding them up that whole first half and try to get them out of shape a little bit because we know that they're a little bit less deep than we are as far as bench goes. So we pressed them pretty hard the first quarter, and we figured if we did that well enough in the second quarter, we could get an advantage on them, especially with our height that we have on them. So I think we just finally wore them down and then kind of got the upper hand at the end of the half.
Yeah, they do a nice job crawling back in the fourth quarter, and then the Grieving hit some big free throws for you late in the game.
Yes, they did a great job at the end of the game coming back. We didn't finish as well as I would have liked to. Our boxing out went to pod, and our defense wasn't too good either. But Grieving stepped up, had some huge free throws, big for us because we shot 17% in our last game where we lost to Wheatland Grinnell. So that was a big stressor the last 2 days was free throw shooting and controlling what we can actually control in the game. But like I said, if we would have just took care of defense and boxing out, we wouldn't have needed them. But good job by them to come back.
Yeah. Well, your team has a nice length to it. I mean, typically, are you a team that controls the boards?
Oh, yeah. That's our biggest attribute. It has been for Logan for about the last, I think, 3 to 4 years. They have 3 or 4 very solid big girls. And the key is that getting the guards confident in shooting from the outside, because really, if we get a nice short rebound, it's just like getting an inlet pass that's good, and plus also you get the chance of a three-pointer. So we've been stressing that to our guards to not only look for the inlet pass, but also to take open shots because, I don't know, we do. That is our strength is rebounding the ball.
Hilburn tonight is the leading scorer on all teams for both teams, 15 tonight. She comes in averaging 6.4, so I'm sure that was a nice surprise.
She's been huge for us. We've been stressing confidence. And when we first started, our guards were shaky. All we really wanted to do was swing it to the wing and then kick it down to the post. But we've been pressing that if it is open in the middle, our point guard has got to attack, and that's going to open up the wings and therefore down to the post. And Michaela's really ran with it. She's done a great job offensively. Now if we can just get her to stop hacking on the defensive end, she's going to be a great player. She's got the offense figured out.
Sounds good, Coach. Thank you for your time.
Yep, thank you very much.
All right, so that was a big win tonight for Logan, 43-37 in girls action in the WKLL. All right, one more package for you tonight from the MCL, and that is Plainville and Phillipsburg. Plainville, 69-56, big win tonight. The Cardinals coming in at ranked number 9, so congratulations to Chris Dries and his 9th-ranked Plainville Cardinals, 69-56. Elsewhere in the MCL, Smith Center losing to Ellis tonight in girls action, 57-29. Also in girls action, Phillipsburg with a big 72-31 win over Hill City. And also in boys action, Smith Center up in Oakley tonight, 59-52. So those are your scores for the from the MCL. And the last thing we have for you tonight is our top-notch guttering and home improvement player of the night. Who else we're going to give that to but freshman Megan Konigsman from TMP chipped in 23 points tonight in TMP's big win over Russell. And Megan hitting it from everywhere, bouncing off the rim and right back to her. Look at that, three-point shot. And so congratulations to Megan Konigsman. She is tonight's top-notch guttering and home improvement player of the night as a freshman. So congratulations to her. All right, that's going to do it for our show tonight. We hope you enjoyed all the highlights, all the action, all the interviews that we provided for you. We will be back next Friday night for more high school basketball action right here on Nex-Tech Game Time. So from everybody here at the studios and everybody who was out at the games and the tournaments today, thank you very much for watching. Have a great night. See you next week right here on Nex-Tech Channel 100 and Nextech.com on Nex-Tech Game Time. Good night, everybody.